Hello Kickstarters, I'm showing you now how I installed the Smarter Dock into my car. I own a 2006 Mazda 3. Before we start, I would want to say that I suggest and recommend that everyone gets this professionally installed. However, I know there's many people out there, including myself, who like to do things themselves. So take some time to research about your car and find out the best way to install it, and I'll show you what I've done. So the first thing that you need to install is a power inverter. I have these power cables coming out of my battery, and they go first into a fuse. That way, if there's a surge of power, it doesn't blow up my car. After the fuse, it goes into a relay switch. What this does is I have it plugged into my fuse box over here. You can't see the fuses, but I have it plugged into my fuse box so that the inverter will only be turned on when the ignition is on. This makes it so I don't kill my battery while my car is off. So after it goes into that relay switch, the wire comes through my car underneath through the firewall. It's hard to see. Most, if not all, cars have some kind of firewall, a hole in the firewall, to where you can get through and get the wire on the inside. So then, as you can see there, I have it coming through, and I've hidden it in all my plastic panel things, and it pops out, and there's my power inverter right there. So that's the first step, is installing your power inverter. The next step is you need to then install the Smarter Dock. And I will show you my prototype here. This hole right here is where your Smarter Dock will be. It can either be made to be inside, you can drill a hole so it'll be flush with your dashboard, or I've made it so you could also put it on top of your dashboard for those that don't want to drill a hole. Either way, and I'll show you that a little later in the video. What you have is you have your USB and your HDMI running through that to your next part. I have it going underneath, behind my radio, underneath all my parts here. My USB splits off and goes into my power inverter, and my HDMI goes over underneath my car seat there. I'll walk over there. So here's all my HDMI cables and everything. I have right here an HDMI splitter. My HDMI cable coming from my Smarter Dock will go into that splitter, and then it splits it into many different cables. First cable goes to my, if I can find it right here, that is my digital to analog converter. That will make that HDMI go into a analog signal that my radio can read. And then the way I have it set up is that I have two more HDMI cables going to my TVs. I also recommend maybe having your analog splitter split it into analog for video as well, since many car TVs only support analog. Whichever way you decide to do it. I have all my power cables running hidden in my car to power all these things, and they're coming from the inverter. The USB is plugged straight into the car, into the power inverter, and that charges the phone. And last but not least, here's my rough TV. It works. It wasn't made for the car, but it works really, really well. And so, yeah. So I'm gonna turn on the car, and then I'll show you how everything's working. So here I have my phone plugged into the Smarter Dock. You can see the HDMI and the USB there plugged in. If you don't have a Motorola phone, you can use your MHL cable. We'll talk about that a little bit later. But here I'm using the Car Home Ultra app that you can get in the App Store. and it's a very powerful app and a very easy app to use. Here, let's show you some Pandora here first off. It'll take a few seconds to load up and turn on. There we go. And you can see it's working. Now while that's playing, let's see where the cheapest gas is real quick using the Gas Buddy app. See, cheapest price is at Walmart, about 5 miles away. So we're gonna get directions on how to get there. There we go, and we're gonna navigate.
Head east toward West Kansas Avenue, then turn left onto West Kansas Avenue.
So we can navigate and listen to Pandora at the same time if we would like. Now I don't want to drive right now, so we'll close it navigation. Let's close this and let's show you some TV action here. Say I have kids in the car and we're going to be traveling a couple hours, so we want to watch a movie. So here we have the Lorax playing. Let that load up here. Now with movies it blanks this screen. Let's go look at the other screen. So here, that's kind of close. You can see that it's playing. So any kids that were in the car would be able to watch this movie. Isn't that pretty cool? It goes with video games as well. I have my 2 controllers there, Bluetooth controllers.
Everybody. Thanks for coming. I am the walrus. I speak for the trees. And I like to...
So let's turn that off here. You can make phone calls. There are my games. More of my fun things there. I mean, it's just way cool. Thank you for watching.